Alright, we are live, ladies and germs. It's currently 8:42 in the morning here on May the 9th, 2021. And it looks like OBS is being a dick again. Lord have mercy. But, I'm going to try to get through this review real quick. So, we're going to be reviewing Bahrain. Because I got 4 fuel reviews I got to get through today. So, let's do it. This is the fuel. What's happening, ladies and germs? This is the Packerman, and welcome to today's edition of The Fuel, where we're going to do a quick review of the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is episode number 83. Title of the episode, Track Limits Are a Thing, because that was kind of something that happened near the end of this race. But since OBS is being a bit of a dick, let's hurry up and get through this review. So, Sergio Perez actually came to a stop during the formation lap due to an electrical issue. As a result, he had to start from the pit lane. So, Max Verstappen started from the pole position. Charles Leclerc had a good start to go up to third. Then we had our first safety car on lap 1 when Nikita Mazepin loses control of his Haas in turn 3 and slams the wall. I say good riddance because he fucking sucks. Verstappen leads on the restart on lap 4. Lando Norris gets by Pierre Gasly for 5th. Mick Schumacher goes off track, actually spins off track, and Gasly actually loses his front wing after contact with Daniel Ricciardo, which leads to safety car number 2, which was a virtual safety car for debris on lap 4. Verstappen leads on the restart on lap 5, so the DRS is enabled on this same lap. Bottas and Leclerc were battling for third, with Bottas winning that battle. Verstappen sets fastest lap on lap 6. Carlos Sainz makes some contact with Stroll at the left-hand hairpin, turn 10. Leclerc trying to hold Norris at bay for the 4th position. Perez coming through the field while Norris goes by Leclerc for 4th, and Stroll goes by Alonso for 7th. Alonso kicks off pit stops on lap 12. Norris sets fastest lap on lap 15, but then Hamilton sets the next lap. Verstappen finally pits from the lead on lap 18. Hamilton assumes the lead after pit stops. Red Bulls are on the mediums with Mercedes on the hards. The battle for 8th between Vettel, Alonso, and Sainz, with Sainz winning that battle. Perez gets by Vettel for 10th into the points after starting from the pit lane, which is pretty impressive. Raikkonen gets by Alonso for 10th. And Sergio Perez gets by Sainz for 8th on lap 25. Verstappen starts closing the gap to Hamilton for the race lead. Hamilton pits from the lead for fresh hards on lap 29. Bottas has trouble with the right front on his pit stop. For some reason, they were having trouble getting the tire off. Pit stops begin en masse on lap 33. Hamilton sets fastest lap on lap 34. Alonso retires on lap 34 due to brake failure. Norris pits from 3rd on lap 34. Yuki Tsunoda, the youngest driver on the grid, making his debut in this race, moves up to 10th past Raikkonen. Verstappen pits from the lead on lap 40 for mediums. Perez by Stroll for 7th. Hamilton sets a new F1 record at this point for most laps led, surpassing Michael Schumacher. So that's another Michael Schumacher record that he has surpassed. But Verstappen starts closing the gap to Hamilton for the lead. It's now under 7 seconds with 15 laps to go, and he's also setting fastest laps. Perez by Ricciardo for 6th. Ocon and Vettel tangle in turn 1 on lap 45. Vettel has damage to his front wing after ARCA braking into the back of Ocon. Sainz gets by Stroll for 8th. Verstappen just 3.3 seconds behind Hamilton with 10 laps to go. And then Verstappen is in DRS range, which is less than 1 second behind his opponent with 5 laps to go. Verstappen tries to go to the outside and takes the lead, but goes over the track limits and has to give the lead back. So that's a thing. That's why the the title of the review is what it is. Track limits are a thing, and he went over them and while taking the lead, and he had to give the lead back. And I got something in my freaking eye. Ugh. Vettel was given a 10-second time penalty for the collision with Ocon. Perez by Leclerc for 5th. With 2 laps to go, Verstappen falls out of DRS range. Bottas pits for fresh mediums to try to get the fastest lap. And on the final lap, Verstappen gets back into DRS range, but can't quite catch Lewis Hamilton, who wins the Bahrain Grand Prix by just 0.7 of a second. A fantastically narrow victory. And a great battle between the two, and I think it's going to be a battle between the two of them all season long for the championship. Verstappen finishes 2nd, and Bottas rounds up the podium with the fastest lap. So, race results real quick. I'm not... Excuse me. I'm not going to bother doing the point standings, because this is just a review from an earlier race that I'm doing a retrospective, because I had already done the Portuguese Grand Prix, which is the most recent one, and the next one's actually going to be starting in a few minutes, so I gotta hurry. So race results: Lewis Hamilton, of course, with the win. Like I said, Max Verstappen in 2nd, Valtteri Bottas 3rd. Then you have Lando Norris with McLaren in 4th, Sergio Perez in 5th. Nice recovery after having to surf in the pit lane. Rest of the top 10, Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda earning points in his debut, and Lance Stroll. Stats, overall lead changes, there were just 3 overall lead changes. None of them were pure. Of course, we would have had a pure one if that pass by Verstappen was stuck, but unfortunately that was not the case. And we had 2 safety cars. So overall, I thought this race was pretty good. I mean, by F1 standards, at least, it was pretty good. I mean, it was boring in some places, but that battle between Hamilton and Verstappen was pretty good. So overall, I'm going to give it a 6 on the fuel gauge. So a 6 out of 10. So pretty good race. Not a bad way to start out the Formula 1 season, that's for sure. Well, that's going to do it for the first of 4 editions today of the fuel. Gonna take a minute to see what the hell's wrong with OBS, because it's being a bit of a dick right now. But thankfully this is a short review, and hopefully the next review will be the same way. So thank you very much for watching, and until, well, a few minutes from now, this is the Packerman signing out.
Thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to like and subscribe, you rats!